Well, hello, Leo. This reading is for Leo's Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. This is Malik from Malik's Mystical Magic and Intuitive Consultations. I'll be doing your reading today, okay? And what made me come out here, Leo, is because today, May 28th of 2026, the energy today feels emotionally intense, emotionally heavy, and pressurized and deeply revealing. And with the moon being in Scorpio energy, that's activating the collective. Some of you may feel emotionally triggered, emotionally frustrated, emotionally exhausted, or just internally aware, that something underneath the surface has been building for quite some time now, Leo. And your energy, Leo, naturally likes confidence, passion, recognition, loyalty, and emotional honesty. Okay. But today's energy is feels like emotional truth that's becoming impossible to ignore. This feels like pride meeting emotional reality for you, Leo. Now, this could be connected to relationships, emotional validation, control, loyalty, emotional exhaustion, or Leo recognizing where something emotionally no longer feels balanced for you anymore. Okay? So, Leo, let's go ahead and tap into the energy and see what Leo can no longer ignore under this Scorpio energy. And when you see this, it's meant for you. And if you haven't subscribed, what you waiting on? All right. I'm going to get your message using the Deviant Moon Tarot deck, very Scorpionic energy, and closing it off with the Dark Moon Lilith Astrology Oracle. Okay, so with that said, Leo, let's tap in. Spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, ancient wisdom, archangels, ascendant masters, ancient DNA. I ask that you tap into the energy of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements and reveal what is it that Leo can no longer ignore under this Scorpionic energy. Thank you. You miss your family? Starting to realize, huh? Starting to become emotionally aware, Leo, perhaps? Leo. Okay, let's go, Leo. Have you subscribed to the channel, Leo? If you haven't, I'd love to have you on the Soul Tribe. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'll be dropping a full moon in Sagittarius reading in a day or two as we approach the full moon in Sagittarius, May 31st. So I can't negate the fact that Ten of Cups reverse has come out, which I will leave it out, okay? So didn't I say something about you missing your family, and the Ten of Cups came out in reverse? So, okay, Leo, you're already telling me something, baby. Okay, Leo. First card out here is Emperor. Okay, boss, energy, control. But then we got the Page of Cups in reverse. So, not expressing your emotions, perhaps. The Lovers are in reverse. The Lovers is in reverse. oh, oh, the Two of Wands is in reverse. I'm tripping over here. Okay. I'm just taking it in, and I'm like, okay. And the Ten of Wands is in reverse. So you drop this, or it was dropped. It was causing burden. But then again, maybe, hold on, Three of Pentacles here. Now, your overall energy is the Empress in reverse. Now, that's interesting because the overall energy connects to the first card here, which is the Emperor in the upright. Bottom of the deck, though, is Seven of Swords in reverse, King of Swords, and Five of Wands in reverse. Okay. Leo. This feels like a relationship, an emotional one at that, okay? And honestly, the fact that the Ten of Cups reversed, showed itself before I can even get officially started here, tells me that there's some emotional dissatisfaction, emotional distance, family issues, relationship imbalance, or some emotional unhappiness that's already sitting heavily underneath the surface. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. We got the Emperor here coming out first. So I would say externally, Leo, you may still be trying to maintain control, trying to stay composed, stay strong, focus on structure, leadership, your responsibilities, or just emotional control. But then the Page of Cups is here, in reverse. So emotionally, something feels blocked. Now, this could feel like suppressed emotions, difficulty, expressing your vulnerability. This could be some emotional immaturity for some, okay? Or somebody being emotionally avoidant. Not to mention, this could definitely be somebody struggling to open, themselves up to communicate how they truly feel, Leo. And then, the Lovers is here in reverse, so for many Leos, this definitely feels relational, like a relationship. And this could be separation, emotional disconnect, misalignment, broken trust. Leo, you could be recognizing that a connection emotionally is no longer functioning in balance. And honestly, this feels painful because Leo energy naturally wants loyalty, passion, emotional connection, and consistency, And then I would say with the Two of Wands being in reverse, this tells me somebody feels uncertain about the future. This feels like hesitation, difficulty making a decision, feeling stuck, not fully knowing what direction to take, emotionally, And with that, we got the Ten of Wands reversed. So that is telling me what can no longer be ignored may actually be the emotional exhaustion. You know what I'm saying? Because this is heavy, weight that you're carrying, and trying to release that load, you're exhausted and you're trying to let that go. So I would say this feels like somebody dropping the emotional burdens. No longer wanting to carry the stress, no longer wanting to carry emotional pressure, not wanting to hold everything together, alone. You know what I'm saying? Then we got the Three of Pentacles here. And that tells me that this situation may still involve trying to work something out. Trying to communicate, get on the same page, rebuild, cooperate, or trying to find some common ground, emotional common ground. But the overall energy is the Empress in reverse. And this is very important. Because now with the Emperor upright and the Empress reversed, this feels like imbalance between masculine and feminine energy. Whether this could be within self, which I don't think so. I think this is with someone else, okay? One person emotionally unavailable, and one person emotionally drained. One person overgiving, one person overly controlling, or this could just be emotional balance within the connection. Okay. So, bottom of the deck, Seven of Swords reversed. Okay. And so when you got the Seven of Swords reversed, King of Swords, and the Five of Wands reversed, Leo, something feels exposed. This feels like truth is surfacing, maybe a confession. Awareness, no longer being able to hide emotions, intentions, or underlying tension, I'd say. And honestly, with the Five of Wands in reverse being here, feel like somebody is tired of conflict. Okay. So Leo, I would say what can no longer be ignored under this energy is emotional imbalance, emotional suppression, and the realization that something relationally or emotionally, has kind of reached a turning point, whether it's a relationship, but Ten of Cups is here, so it's somebody in your energy, some you built some with. Okay, or you were working towards that goal. I do feel like emotional truth is surfacing underneath pride, control, or emotional avoidance. Okay, that's what I'm picking up. So let's go ahead and seal it up with your Black Moon Lilith here and finish it off, Leo. So, okay, spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, tap into the energy of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. What is it that Leo can no longer ignore? What is the one message to wrap up the reading, spirit? Thank you. If you haven't liked, comment, shared, subscribed, hit the notification bell, please do so, Leo. Thank you. Leo. Okay, this card here is hard. Cancer, I feel. Okay, Leo. I know, baby, with all that emotional energy there, I feel it too. Okay. Second house keep popping up under the bottom of the deck. That's weird. Yeah, this is the second time. Second house owning. Okay, now that's the house of Taurus. Self-worth, value system, something like that. Okay, Spirit. The message is the sun. Oh my God, Leo. This is your luminary, ruling luminary, your planet. Sun rules Leo. And this is about one and spirit. Okay, Leo. Oh, wow. Okay. So what I would say, maybe you are going, okay. I mean, this could be a side note. Maybe Leos are going through a financial transformation right now. Maybe you are looking for more money. Okay. That's a side note. Okay. And right behind that is your house. Your house of, and the reason why I say that is because, listen to me, this is how you make your money. Second house. Okay. Then this is your house here, your creativity. What is it that you need to creatively do that could bring you some money, right? That could be your day-to-day routine, your work. So somebody, this could be a financial message side note, okay? But anyway, let's get back into the sun. This is powerful because Leo, this is you all day. This is your energy right here. You brighten up every room you walk into, okay, when you're happy, all right? Now, when you're sad or mad, then we got a fire, okay? Now, this here is tying this into your reading. I will say that this feels like illumination, awareness, okay? Deeply personal for sure. It feels like Spirit is bringing awareness back to self, you know, back to your identity, back to your confidence, Leo, back to purpose, vitality, and truth, okay? And Leo, with all the emotional energy already in this reading here, the sun showing up tells me that clarity is trying to break through the emotional heaviness. So this feels like illumination after the emotional confusion, okay? Because Neptune is still there, okay? So with the Lovers being in reverse, okay? 10 of Cups reverse. The Empress was reverse. That showed up in your reading. This feels like you, Leo, being forced to emotionally acknowledge, you know, where something no longer feels fully aligned with your energy, okay? But the sun is saying awareness is coming. Truth is surfacing, you know. Emotional clarity is surfacing. And Spirit is trying to redirect Leos back to that authenticity. You got thrown off your rocker a little bit, okay? We all do. Okay, and I do think for some of you, this has a financial layer to it because the second house here, continuing to show itself underneath, speaks to value, you know, self-worth, money, resources, you know, what you own, what you deserve, and how you sustain yourself, okay? And then with the creative house, fifth house, creativity, this could be definitely Spirit trying to push you toward some creative expansion, creative confidence, or monetizing gifts, talents, or passions, you know, in a different way. If you've been thinking about breaking free because you have skills that you haven't, you know, highlighted, then this could definitely very well be a message for you. Okay? So what I would say, Leo, is what can no longer be, what Spirit is highlighting, what can no longer be Ignored may actually be connected to both emotional fulfillment and self-worth. Okay, and for some of you, finances as well. Because Leo energy naturally thrives, when the heart is aligned. And if the heart is emotionally burdened and disconnected, unsupported, or undervalued, eventually that affects everything else too. So, Leo, what can no longer be ignored under this energy is emotional truth, emotional imbalance, and the need to kind of reconnect back to your authentic self, your authentic sense of self, your value, your creativity, your emotional fulfillment. And honestly, the sun is saying clarity is coming, So if you've not gotten to that point yet, it's coming. So that's what I got. I'm going to leave it there, Leo. If this resonates, definitely drop a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell button. Tap in the next few days and check out the full moon in Sagittarius presentation that I'll be doing. See how much more you can pick up on what may be asking of you as far as this lunation is concerned on what you need to release. So, with that said, Leo, as above, so below, as within, so without, so mote it be. Ashe, ashe, and ashe. Deuces.